Welcome back to AZ Automotives Reviews, the channel where machines are more than just metal and rubber, they're raw emotion, pure engineering, and adrenaline on wheels. Today, we're diving into a beast that doesn't just dominate the arena, it defines it. A truck that has rewritten what it means to be extreme, brutal, and unforgettable. I'm talking about none other than Max D, the Maximum Destruction monster truck. The name alone carries weight. Maximum Destruction isn't just a catchy title, it's a promise. From the very first time this machine rolled out under the lights, it wasn't just another monster truck, it became a spectacle, an icon of controlled chaos. This truck doesn't just drive, it attacks. It doesn't just perform, it overwhelms. And in the world of monster trucks, Max D stands tall as one of the most recognizable, most respected, and most feared names ever created. Let's start with what makes Max D instantly recognizable, even from the furthest seat in the stadium, that insane body design. Sharp edges, jagged panels, chrome armor plating, and of course those menacing spikes that make it look more like a post-apocalyptic war machine than a competition vehicle. Unlike the smoother, friendlier shapes of trucks like Grave Digger, Max D feels like it was sculpted for chaos. It's aggressive, it's loud in design before it even starts its engine, and it's absolutely unforgettable. Fans don't just see it enter the arena, they feel it, like a shot of adrenaline before the action even begins. And then comes the sound. When that 540 cubic inch, supercharged monster engine roars to life, it's not just an engine note, it's a war cry. Around 1500 horsepower of raw fury is tucked inside this beast, powering it through jumps, flips, and crashes that would destroy any ordinary vehicle. The engine note alone is enough to shake the seats in a stadium, and you know immediately that Max D has arrived to put on a show. Now, one of the things that sets Max D apart isn't just the engineering, but the philosophy behind it. Designed and piloted by the legendary Tom Meents, a man who has built his career on pushing boundaries and redefining limits, Max D became his weapon of choice to showcase what no one else dared to attempt. Meents never drove like the others, he drove like a man on a mission to shatter expectations. From double backflips to outrageous mid-air stunts, Max D became the platform for monster truck history being made again and again. When you see Max D flying through the air, twisting, flipping, and landing on its roof only to keep going, you know you're witnessing the very edge of what's possible. But let's break down the anatomy of this beast for a moment. The chassis is a custom-built tubular steel frame designed not just for strength, but for survivability. Because Max D doesn't just land hard, it crashes harder. It takes impacts most vehicles couldn't even imagine, yet it bounces back, ready to keep moving. That's the beauty of the engineering here, it's destruction resistant. Every inch of Max D is designed with chaos in mind. The suspension system is another marvel. With massive nitrogen-charged shock absorbers on each corner, Max D can soar over a 30-foot ramp, land nose first, and still somehow recover. That's not just driving skill, though Tom Meents certainly has that in spades, it's also engineering mastery. Those shocks compress and rebound in a way that makes the impossible look routine. And then there are the tires. Each one weighs about 645 pounds, standing 66 inches tall. These aren't just tires, they're rolling powerhouses that let Max D dig into dirt, asphalt, or even cars crushed beneath them. When this truck launches off the line, those tires claw into the ground and hurl 1,500 horses of fury straight into the arena. Now let's talk about performance, because Max D isn't just about brute force, it's about finesse. Yes, it's known for chaos, but look closer and you'll see precision in the madness. When Meents throws Max D into a donut, the truck spins with a balance and control that belies its size. When it hits a jump, the timing of throttle and steering makes the difference between a spectacular flip and a disaster. And it's that fine line that makes Max D so addictive to watch. You never quite know what's going to happen, but you know it'll be unforgettable. Over the years, Max D has gone through multiple evolutions. From the original Maximum Destruction body style to the spiked chrome armor we see today, it has grown into one of the most feared and loved identities in the sport. Fans line up wearing Max D shirts, kids bring toy replicas of the truck, and stadiums erupt the second those spikes roll out from the tunnel. That's not just popularity, that's legacy. Speaking of legacy, you can't separate Max D from Tom Meents. The man and the machine became inseparable. With over a dozen Monster Jam World Finals championships under his belt, Meents cemented Max D as not just a competitor, but a champion's truck. He built a reputation for wild freestyle runs where he seemed less concerned about winning and more determined to redefine what impossible looked like. And more often than not, he succeeded. One of the most iconic moments in monster truck history is tied to Max D, the first ever double backflip attempt in competition. Most trucks would never even attempt it, but Max D, that's what it was built for. The attempt was insane, the crowd went wild, and though it didn't land perfectly the first time, it set a new bar for the sport. That's Max D in a nutshell. It's about chasing the impossible, no matter the risk. Let's not forget the freestyle runs. Max D has given us some of the most legendary freestyle performances ever seen. Crushing cars, soaring over buses, flipping end over end, sometimes rolling 4 or 5 times before landing on its wheels and driving away. It's pure entertainment, and fans live for it. Max D doesn't hold back, and that's why it's become a fan favorite year after year. But the beauty of Max D is that it's not just destruction, it's resilience. This truck takes hits, loses panels, sometimes ends the night looking like a pile of twisted chrome, and yet it always comes back. Next event, it's there again, ready to put on another show. It's the very definition of unstoppable. In many ways, Max D is more than just a truck. It's a statement about what monster trucks are meant to be. Big, brutal, and fearless. It's a crowd pleaser, a record breaker, and an engineering marvel rolled into one. Whether you're watching from the front row or the nosebleeds, Max D commands your attention. Now, for those wondering how Max D stacks up against legends like Gravedigger, here's the truth. Gravedigger is the soul of Monster Jam, but Max D is the chaos. One is about heritage and mystique, the other about adrenaline and destruction. And together, they've created some of the greatest rivalries and most unforgettable nights in motorsports entertainment. Over 20 years since its debut, Max D still feels fresh, still feels dangerous, and still brings fans to their feet. It's not just surviving, it's thriving, inspiring new drivers, new designs, and new generations of fans. And that's the mark of a true legend. So, when we talk about monster trucks, and we mention power, engineering, performance, and showmanship, Max D is always in the conversation. It's not just a machine, it's an experience. The spikes, the roar, the flips, the crashes, it's all part of a package that reminds us why we love monster trucks in the first place. At the end of the day, Max D is more than maximum destruction. It's maximum thrill, maximum power, and maximum legacy. And whether you're a lifelong fan or someone seeing it for the very first time, the moment you watch Max D take flight, you'll understand why it's a legend of the arena. That's been the AZ Automotives Reviews deep dive into the Max D monster truck, one of the wildest, most iconic machines ever built. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more adrenaline-packed content, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Max D moment of all time. Until next time, keep your engines roaring and your adrenaline high, because here at AZ Automotives Reviews, we bring the machines that move your soul.